Hey, what is up, guys? It's your boy Speed here. Welcome to patch 7.36. Just kidding, obviously. Oh, you know what? I don't really read Reddit, guys, but I read Reddit yesterday because I was genuinely curious what people are gonna say, and I saw both sides of the equation. Some people being like, "Oh, I get it. You know, like it's understandable. Valve doesn't know you shit. Valve doesn't know us shit." And then the other side, which is like, Valve is trash, you know, Valve is lazy. Honestly, I lean on the side of Valve is kind of lazy. I'm just gonna put out my opinion. You guys can disagree in the comments. I just feel like they have to know that everyone has been waiting for a gameplay patch. It's been 4 months since a major one, and I don't think they have to put one out, but I definitely think that people want it. And you have to, and then there's the argument of like, okay, but Valve doesn't need the money, or you know, Steam is the overall games of Steam is where the money comes from. Fine, but is that really an argument? Like, oh, because they don't need the money, they don't have to put out patches? Like, when is that ever how businesses operate? A business generally will operate where, you know, you care about every single facet of your company, right? You just make the best possible product, and I don't really see why putting out a patch a bit more frequently is that crazy of an ask, or even something for a big company to do. I just don't see why that's not possible. I mean, like, even me personally, if they were to hand me the job of like creating patches or helping, I couldn't create a whole major patch alone, but like helping with that, I would be happy to do it. Like, sure, they couldn't hire me, I guess, because I'm trying to go pro, so like I'd be biased, I guess, to buff my own shit, even though I wouldn't do that, but like, you know, they can't hire me. But the thing is, there's probably a lot of people like me who would be happy to do it. I would do it for free. I literally would do it for free. I would make patches. Like, if I ever stopped trying to go pro, I hope Valve would like hire me just to make letter patches and just come up with ideas. Like, literally, I'll just give them ideas, because I don't see why it couldn't be more consistent and better. I just don't, even if it's just a passion project thing from people who are willing to help. But okay, let's get into the I Marcy. So we're gonna be covering I Marcy here today, talking about why this is one of the most broken combos in the game and why you should be abusing it until the patch comes out. So okay, let's get into it. All right, before we get into the main part of the video, I do want to let you guys know that I'm not only posting videos here on YouTube, I also frequently post videos on the website. If you don't know what I'm talking about, almost every single day I'm posting a new video to the gameleap website. We're going to teach you guys in depth about how to get to the next level. So if you want to become absolutely broken, click the link down below and sign up. Why is I Marcy so good? Well, let's talk about a couple of things before we watch Arteezy and Ramses. Ramses is the IO. Not a support player, but whatever. So what is so OP? Well, the main thing is Sidekick. Sidekick gives lifesteal and damage. This is obviously good because damage works well with attack speed. IO gives attack speed. So you give damage, Marcy gives damage, IO gives attack speed, you both hit like trucks. Then on top of that, the Marcy is healing by lifestealing, and every single time IO hits something, IO heals Marcy, because the IO heals by hitting something with the lifesteal, and that goes back into the Marcy. It's not a ton of healing, but it adds up, right? All of these things add up. So attack damage plus attack speed, plus IO just healing Marcy way too much because of how the E interacts with Tether is just insane. This combo is ridiculous. And so in the laning stage, really all you have to do is get a Q off at any time. Now the main timing is level 2, because then you'll have a point in E, you'll have a point in overcharge, and you hit this nasty spike. Most lanes spike at level 3. Marcy IO hard spikes at level 2. And this creates a real problem for most offlaners that just can't fight back. At any point, if Arteezy finds this, and Magnus, to be fair, is one of the best heroes against this combo, because you can skewer them apart, and you can skewer away when you get disposed. You can bring them towards you, right? And so, yeah, you have to be careful. This is, like, literally, they are playing against one of the best counter picks, and the counter pick loses the lane. It loses the lane, but it can survive, and so it's, like, kind of okay. But if you want to see how stupid this combo is, basically what happens here is exactly why it's unplayable. It's not like the dispose is committal at all, right? It's not committal whatsoever. And when the Magnus doesn't have skewer, he can just die. And one dispose, overcharge, and the Magnus almost gets skewer up, but dies. And yeah, the position 4 had to go back to base because he got harassed out of lane by the I Marcy too. So in terms of item builds, it's pretty simple. You want to get boots almost as fast as possible. So what I recommended doing is completing Bracer, then buying boots, and then going back for something like Wand. This hero does have a bit of mana problem, but with IO, it shouldn't be the end of the world. The IO should be giving you pretty consistent mana just through Tether, right? So get your boots as fast as possible, because how IO works as a hero is whoever IO is tethered to, IO matches the movement speed. So buying boots makes the IO pretty unkillable and gives you guys insane chase potential. And so over and over again, all they're going to do is literally just off cooldown look for a dispose. Once you hit level 4, you can jump on top of them as well. It's just, I mean, this lane's just unplayable. It just is too much sustain, too much damage. And so most offlaners just lose. And yeah, that's why this combo is broken. It has almost no counter picks. In my pubs, when someone first picks Marcy, twice now, I've had a carry player just snap pick Marcy first phase because they're like, no one knows what to counter pick yet because this combo's pretty fresh. And it seems kind of uncounterable. Like, it's just hard to counter. Maybe something like Lifestealer with Ags is kind of okay against Marcy ult, but even then you get beat down because it's physical damage. So I'm not sure, like, I don't really know. Now, the next thing that's really broken about this combo is the ulti synergy. Marcy ulti is 90 seconds, IO ulti on relocate is 100 seconds. And you get them at basically the exact same time because IO is constantly tethered to you, right? So you can see why there's so much power in this combo because let's say it's IO Luna, a very classic combo, or IO Gyro. IO Gyro is a lot better in my opinion because you get call down, which is pretty nice with the reload. And so there is synergy there. But like Luna, it's like you get reload and then you're just farming essentially. So the IO has to go tether someone else. So that isn't really a combo. But with the Marcy, 100-second cooldown, 90-second cooldown, it's this perfect storm, right? It's really, really nasty how good these spells synergize. And IO, the biggest problem with IO is that it lacks a stun. It lacks gap close, right? Nice. Great execution from the puck. Oh, okay. RTZ. I think he hopped short there. I don't know. But yeah, boom, you beat him down. Oh, wow. They take the fight anyway. That's really risky. Okay, good reload out. And so yeah, you just reload off cooldown with Marcy ult. And Marcy ult is like an auto fight win in the early game, in most cases. Obviously, if you're having a bad game, that's not going to be the case, but often it is. Now, once you have Armlet, your hero becomes a killing machine, and Armlet should be the build every single game with no exceptions. This item is way too much damage on Marcy. It cannot be passed up. And what's funny is Marcy's a universal hero, so it's not even like she's a strength hero that gets like the max damage from this item. She doesn't. Like, honestly, it's not the perfect item on the hero, but it's the best item for the hero, nonetheless. And so, yeah, they go in, he's top net worth. It's funny, he doesn't really look top net worth because he's level 7, and like the Razor is level 9, but that's just IO Marcy. Like, you shouldn't be mad if you're under leveled, it's fine. It kind of sucks because Marcy actually is a hero that loves levels. Like, you want level 12, level 18, you want max points and rebound, like, it does kind of suck. So that is the drawback of this combo, you're gonna be under leveled, but it's not that bad. And basically, the reason why I think this is such a strong carry hero is it's easy to play. When your ulti is down, guys, you can fight, obviously. You have the option. You hit for 200 and... what is he hitting for? 270? Which is, like, criminal with the IO attack speed. Like, usually the problem with Marcy is without ult, she can't really kill anyone because she hits hard, but very slowly. With Overcharge, you actually can kill people without your ult. And that's another nice part of the combo. It makes fighting without ult real, like, because you have attack speed. Usually you just don't. So that is nice, but the easiest way to play the hero is literally just, oh, my ulti's down, I'm hitting neutrals with the IO with my armlet on because IO sustains me. And you're just AFKing until reload ulti comes up, and you can just do that over and over and over and over again until the game is over, right? And it's a reliable, consistent, strong strat, and it's an easy way to think about Dota and avoid making a major mistake, which would be fighting without your ult. And honestly, what happens here, this is a quick side note, but I actually like it. So the IO leaves the Marcy for a short period of time, and I think this is intentional. I believe Arteezy is probably asking for solo XP here, because I will admit, every time I've played with IO Marcy, the only thing I'd say is like, the Marcy will get stuck at level 10, 11, and I'm like, okay, maybe she should have been left alone for a short period of time just to hit level 12. Because the level 12 is a huge spike with the ulti. It's a strong decrease in cooldown from 90 to 75. The bonus attack speed goes up by a ton, so you hit way faster. It's more slow, it's more damage, and it's more strikes. It's a massive, massive, massive spike. And so yeah, it is something I actually think is a good idea with the IO Marcy, is to be left alone strictly when you're coming close to the next point in ulti. And upcoming here is kind of a cool example of like why you don't need the ult. They go in, the Mars finds the jump on the Magnus, hop in, and usually you would just lack a good amount of damage here, but with the overcharge, you hit pretty hard and they clean up the Magnus. And upcoming here, this isn't even the real time yet because he doesn't have a major damage item. His next item was BKB and then Basher, going for complete, just reliable items, not going like Daedalus Deso, which is something you can do, but I think it's terrible. There's also Ags, but I don't think the Ags is that good with IO because it lowers the cooldown And I don't know, I just think that like it's better to synergize the ult cooldown with the reload a lot of the time. Not that you have to play around reload, but I don't know. I personally think going full right click is just better with IO because you have more sustain. You can kind of be more of a Chad build rather than more of like a utility Ags build. So yeah, in this team fight here, I mean, he's just gonna beat down the Razor, and this is when the hero looks insane. You hit this BKB timing, which maybe he'll use here. Okay, he didn't even need it, and just, oh god, I mean, that is a farmed Razor just getting beat down. Okay, and as we come close to the end of the video, let's talk about talents real quick. At level 10, it's tempting to say take Sidekick lifesteal because you're with IO, but it's just the rebound cast range is just too good. It just makes you be able to hop really, really far. Then you take rebound movement speed just so you go really, really fast. Well, actually, I guess it gives it to your teammate, but it just makes like the IO that you hop off of really fast, or like your teammate really, really fast, and dispose damage is kind of a cringe talent. I also think that maybe there's an argument for taking stats, but 10% movement speed is like an insane number, so it's probably overall better just to take the 15 talent like 90% of the time. But now we're gonna see this team fight, and once you have Daedalus complete, good god, this is damage. I mean, look at this Razor. What? Like, bruh. And that is their most farmed hero. Imagine if someone was low armor. Oh my god. Oh, great. All right. So yeah, I mean, in terms of the follow-up items, guys, to finish off the build, there's a couple things that I recommend. Number one, I think Sange and Yasha is really, really good. So instead of going Basher and BKB, you have the option after Armlet to just go Sange and Yasha, because it amps your lifesteal, and it makes you really tanky as well as really fast, which is great with the IO. So, and it's a buffed item in multiple regards. So I'm personally a big fan of, is he gonna ult this guy? Wow, doesn't even need it. Overcharge is so good with Marcy. It lets you not use your ult. By the way, take stats over Dispose. Dispose, it scales okay. Honestly, I don't mind the concept of skilling Dispose. Like, it really is a massive increase to the slow, and it makes the cooldown go down. So like, I definitely think there's an argument to skilling your Q, but stats make sense on a universal hero. You get extra damage. Oh no. No. Yeah, so in terms of the items, you can go Sange and Yasha. After Sange and Yasha, you can go full Chad and buy like a Satanic and just be completely unkillable. I think his build is probably the most reliable build on average, which is just BKB Basher. You know, because the thing about Marcy is when you have to YOLO in, if you don't have BKB, you're going to get disarmed by techies. You're going to get, you know, slowed by Quap Dagger. You're going to get slowed by Razor Q. There's just going to be a bunch of random bullshit hitting you. And so BKB is the most consistent way to get value out of your ult. Oh, yeah, that was close. So yeah, that's going to be all for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the gameleap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.